A very good morning to our viewers. I'm Shilpa Ratnam and you're watching News Blitz. This is your essential news update of top headlines from across the world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosted dinner for outgoing President Ramnath Kovind in New Delhi. The dinner was attended by Union Cabinet Ministers, Chief Ministers of various states, many Padma awardees and several other dignitaries. President-elect Draupadi Murmu also attended the farewell dinner. Mr. Kovind's term ends on Monday. A day after TMC announced that it will abstain from voting in the vice presidential elections, opposition's nominee Margaret Alva reminded the TMC that this is not the time for whataboutery, ego or anger. Alva called Mamata Banerjee the epitome of courage and urged her to stand by the opposition. The LG versus Kejriwal government spat has now escalated into BJP versus AAP face-off after a war of words over LG's recommendation for a CBI probe into the controversial excise policy of the Delhi government. The Delhi unit of the BJP will protest outside Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence today. The rift and confusion within the Karnataka Congress seems to be getting bigger amid the Siddaramaiah versus DK Shivkumar face-off over the CM post. Now Karnataka Congress leader MB Patil has also said that he is ready to be the party's CM face in next year's state elections. The ruling BJP has taken a dig at Congress, saying that at this rate, the grand old party will have many more CM faces than MLAs by the time of elections. 10 days after the unfortunate demise of a 17-year-old girl in Tamil Nadu's Kallakurichi district, the mortal remains of the girl were handed over to the family early this morning. The last rites of the 12th standard student who allegedly died by suicide will be conducted today. Security has been beefed up near her residence and only locals will be allowed to perform and attend the funeral. Days after two killers of Sidhu Moosewala were eliminated in an encounter in Punjab, we now have the inside track of the operation.
This abandoned house in the field, located around 10 kilometers from the Pakistan border, is where the gangsters were holed up. Jagrup Singh Rupa and Manpreet Singh, two men involved in the killing of Sidhu Moosewala, were armed with an AK-47 and pistols. The area was cordoned off and people surrounding the house were told to stay inside.
उस जगह के ऊपर पहुंचने की कोशिश की तो उन्होंने हमारे ऊपर भी फायरिंग की, जो हमारे एक लड़के के टांग में गोली लगी। तो हम वहीं गाड़ियों की ओट लेकर हम वहां पे छिप गए और वहां से हमने फायरिंग शुरू कर दी।
Ambulances reached the spot just minutes before police declared Jagrup Singh dead. But the firing continued. Finally, after 4 hours, the gun fell silent because the second gangster was also dead.
हम ये नहीं बता सकते, दोनों ने इक्वली फायर किया है। जो हमने लास्ट में देखे थे, दोनों पिस्टल जो हैं मनु के पास पड़े थे।
8 shooters were involved in the murder of Sidhu Moosewala in May, and only one of them is still on the run.
There is now irrefutable proof that gangster Lawrence Bishnoi had plotted Sidhu Moosewala's murder.
A phone call made to Lawrence Bishnoi just minutes after Moosewala's murder exposes the chilling plot. The unknown caller congratulates Bishnoi, who asks if the job is done. And the answer is affirmative. So it's clear that Bishnoi had access to a phone and has been running his gang from inside Tihar jail. Moosewala's murder was plotted by Bishnoi in Tihar and Canada-based gangster Goldie Brar.
Bollywood star Salman Khan met the Mumbai Police Commissioner Vivek Phansalkar. The meeting was regarding seeking a weapons license for the actor's protection. In June, Salman and his father Salim Khan had received a threat letter. The actor was once again on the radar of gangster Lawrence Bishnoi. A big development in the Bengal School Service Commission recruitment scam. The Enforcement Directorate recovered 20 crores in cash from the home of a close aide of Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee. The money is expected to be the proceeds of a crime in the SSC scam. More than 20 mobile phones have also been recovered from a residence. Meanwhile, TMC General Secretary Kunal Ghosh has clarified that the money recovered by the ED has nothing to do with the party and that those who are named in this investigation should answer the questions themselves. The Enforcement Directorate has issued fresh summons to Congress President Sonia Gandhi. Mrs. Gandhi is likely to appear in front of the ED on July 26th instead of July 25th. The probe relates to alleged financial irregularities in the Congress-promoted Young Indian Private Limited, which owns the National Herald newspaper. The Enforcement Directorate has attached gems, jewellery and bank deposits worth Rs 253 crores of companies linked to fugitive diamond merchant Nirav Modi as part of a money laundering probe. All these movable assets are in Hong Kong. Nirav Modi, who is presently lodged in a UK jail, has lost his extradition plea to India in connection with the $2 billion PNB fraud case. Heavy rains in Uttar Pradesh's Chitrakoot district have wreaked havoc.
Rainwater gushed into this ashram in Chitrakoot, inundating the area within minutes. The water flowed down the stairs of the ashram and looked like a waterfall. Heavy rains have been lashing several parts of Uttar Pradesh, bringing much-needed respite from the heat, but also causing widespread destruction. The Met Department has warned that heavy rains will continue for the next few days, and residents have been advised against stepping out unless absolutely necessary.
A week after the 296-kilometre-long Bundelkhand Expressway was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, potholes have formed at some stretches of the road after heavy rains in Uttar Pradesh. Photos and videos of the rain-battered road have now gone viral. The expressway was built at a cost of Rs 15,000 crore. A boat carrying several TDP leaders capsized in West Godavari.
Former Andhra Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and other TDP leaders were surveying the flood-affected areas. While Naidu was travelling in one boat, 6 TDP leaders were in another boat. The second boat suddenly tilted to one side while the leaders were stepping off. All of them fell into the water. But they were immediately given life jackets and rescued by local fishermen. It was a miraculous escape for all of them. After his party leaders were brought to safety, Chandrababu Naidu went on to visit the flood-ravaged villages.
A plea has been registered in the Supreme Court in connection with the national emblem row. The plea says that the design of the new state emblem atop the Central Vista building is in violation of the state emblem of India. The lions portrayed in the new emblem allegedly appear to be ferocious and aggressive, which is contrary to the actual calm lions. Days after the shocking PFI plot against PM Modi, the MHA has now given its nod ahead for the NIA to take over the Fulwari Sharif case. According to sources, NIA is now in the process of registering an FIR in the case. An alleged terror module was recently unearthed by the Bihar police with the arrest of 3 people for their alleged links with extremist organization Popular Front of India and their plans to indulge in anti-Indian activities. In the latest development in the Haryana DSP killing case, the third accused, Jabid alias Billa, was arrested by the police from Bibipur village. The court has sent him to 2-day police remand. The accused is a native of Rajasthan's Alwar. DSP Surendra Singh, who was probing illegal stone mining, was killed on Tuesday when a truck he had signalled to stop ran over him. The 8th suspect has been arrested by the NIA in the Udaipur beheading case. The accused has been identified as 19-year-old Mohammad Javed. NIA claimed that the accused arrested yesterday, Mohammad Javed, had played an important role in the conspiracy of the killing of Kanhaiya Lal by conducting a recce and passing on this information about the presence of the victim at his shop to the main killer accused Riaz prior to the gruesome attack. NIA has declared an reward of Rs 10 lakhs on fugitive Khalistan terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. He is accused of conspiring to kill a Hindu priest in Punjab's Jalandhar. Niggar is the chief of banned pro-Khalistan organization Seeks for Justice.